Alright, so Dune Awakening. I'm going to talk about my first few hours playing the game, and so far, I'm loving it. This game is fun. It's a fun survival game. Now, survival is a key word because this is one of the few survival games that I've played that you genuinely have to fight the environment. Now, I didn't know this before, but apparently the area that you spawn in is PvE. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's PvE, so you can't actually kill each other player versus player. It's not PvP. But I didn't know that going straight into this, so every time that I encountered a different character or different player, I was scared. I was running for my life because I'm also like a I play these survival games, I'm like a pacifist, I give people the benefit of the doubt and I don't want to fight them. So every time I encountered somebody, I ran away. I was scared. Hello. I'm just gonna run. Bro. But, it wasn't until later that I got to the trading post that it said, limited warfare, PvE area, and I was like, oh, wait. That must have been like that the whole time, because like in the starting area, because nobody tried to kill me. Sure, I saw people, but no one tried to kill me. But anyways, and during these few hours, I was only able to get one achievement. So I think that has something to do with like the issues with the servers, because before I had even began my first playthrough of this, the servers were all out of whack, and I know everybody else is having the same issue, so I don't want to dwell on that too much because I'm sure the developers have heard plenty of complaints about the servers, and I just, it is what it is. But once I got past that initially loading into the game, I was fine. So once I started playing and getting into it, I didn't really stop. So that was good. But I think with the Steam achievements, at least, I think there's still an issue there because I feel like I earned more achievements, but I only received one singular one, and it was the one when I completed the first part, like the tutorial or something. So now that we have the server issues and the fact that I am afraid of other players out of the way, let's get into the actual gameplay. Building construction is nice. It feels snappy, it's simple, easy to figure out, and oddly satisfying to me. So far where I am at in the game, everybody's bases kind of look the same, so I'm not sure how much variety there is in regards to that, but I did see some achievements talking about setting up furniture and stuff like that, so I know there is an extent to how much you can decorate. There is some decoration involved, so I can't wait to get to that part. I'll let you know how that goes. Maybe, this will be the next Sims game or so in that aspect. What am I saying? But anyways. Alright, now onto the combat / stealth. Now, I was surprised to know that there was any kind of stealth in the game. I know that, the movies and the book, have stealth involved, hiding in the sand, sneak attacks, stuff like that. But for some reason, I just wasn't thinking that this game would have any stealth to it, and it does. And I think it has potential to have even more than I've experienced. I've been able to sneak past guys. I don't think there's any silent takedown in here. So there is some stealth aspect involved, and I like that. I like that a lot. I was genuinely surprised that there was some stealth to it. I can't wait to see more of that. In terms of combat, too, some would think it's pretty bland. It does look bland at the beginning, but I do know, there's a sword aspect, there's some magic with Bene Gesserit involved. Along with that, there's ranged attacks, there's melee attacks. There's an assortment here. There's plenty to choose from, so that's good. And again, like I keep prefacing this, I keep saying this, but I've only played a few hours up until now, and I've been really busy with a lot of other stuff, so I haven't been able to sink a whole lot into the game yet. But as far as I can see, there's tons of potential for almost everything in this game. The combat, exploration, which I'll get to in a moment, creativity, building your base and all that. I mean, there's so much I have yet to see, and I'm already seeing a lot that I like. So this is more like a preview review type thing. I don't even know if I'm reviewing this game. I'm just talking about what I've seen. Alright, now we're gonna get into the exploration, which is my favorite part of the game, because the world seems massive. Now it may not be like, it may not look massive from like looking at the map scale, you know, because my first impression of looking at the map, it didn't seem as big as like I had hoped. But when you're actually in the world trying to traverse it, you're running a lot. I'm running a lot, and the scale starts to show when you're trying to get from one point to another. So the world, even if it doesn't look big to some people, it feels big. It's kind of wrong. It's huge so far, and you know, at some point I came across a crashed ornithopter, and there was some loot to gather there. There were some crash sites of other big vehicles. There were little caves, little sieges, some scavengers were hiding out in that you had to take out and loot. The traversal as well. So like, especially the climbing mechanic. I love the climbing mechanic, and I haven't seen this in any other game before. But like the climbing mechanic, at first it seems kind of overpowered, like, oh my gosh, I could go anywhere if I just climb. But it goes back to the survival aspect. Like, you can't climb forever. You know, it will drain your stamina pretty quickly too. And so I find that really cool, because like, you are given such a good power to be able to climb anywhere, but you know, it can also be dangerous to do so, because I haven't fell to my death yet in the game, but you know, trust me, I've gotten close several times. So yeah, I know I didn't get too deep into the game so far. Feel like I'm just scratching the surface of like what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've done. But this game has potential to be one of my favorites, and I think with future updates, you know, it'll get even better. But I think for now, at a release state, aside from the server issues and some issues I had with the achievements, I think it's a really good game overall, and I can't wait to sink more hours into it. I'll make some more videos on it, particularly with the achievement hunting, because I feel like this is one of those games I really want to get into and, earn all the achievements for. So be on the lookout for that. But anyways, this game is great, and I'm going to play some more of it now.